Good afternoon, soon to be evening, boys and girls of YouTube. This is Harrington Hollister for Saturday, September the 19th, and today we are doing another Everything is Wrong comparisons. Sorry, Everything is Wrong series with Everything is Wrong comparative comparisons with this time doing a Buick LeSabre and a Mercury Grand Marquis. I did say in the previous video that I was going to do a Buick Park Avenue, but that had the town corner and that wouldn't be right because I've seen previous comments saying that that should be, that Lincoln should be, sorry, should be compared with a Cadillac. So I decided not to do that one, and I decided to do a Buick, LeSabre instead. So, with no further ado, and let me tell you something, before I start this video, I'm going to tell y'all something is real weird with this video, because you going to think, why? You see in this video, they're comparing a basically a top of the line LeSabre with a bare bones, straight up, basically you get basically what you get at Enterprise, run the mill Mercury Grand Marquis LS, sorry, GS. And that, yeah, you gonna put your face to your head saying, why? They could compare Mercury Grand Marquis LS. But I'm gonna show you just a blatant WTF moment, and this straight up video in particular is a straight up WTF, as in what the fuck were they even thinking? So with no further ado, guys, let's air this Everything is Wrong series with Everything is Wrong with comparative comparisons, Buick LeSabre versus Mercury Grand Marquis. And by the way, they calling this the bestseller package. Buick LeSabre 1 SE bestseller and Mercury Grand Marquis GS. So without me talking and babbling and all that jazz, let's get started. Boys and girls of YouTube. If the remote cooperate.
Play. Buick LeSabre is one of the most well thought out and well thought of cars ever produced. This is evident by the multiple awards it has won over the years. R.L. Polk alone recently named LeSabre as the top vehicle in 3 categories, including America's best-selling full-size car. That's for 11 years running. Highest model loyalty in the large car segment, 3 years running. And best fuel economy in class for the large sedan segment. That's just a few of LeSabre's distinctions. During this video, we'll review key product features of the LeSabre and advantages you can use with customers who are shopping the competition. Speaking of the competition, we'll focus on one of LeSabre's primary competitors for 2004, the Mercury Grand Marquis.
Everything Wrong number 1.
We'll compare the 2004
That Mercury Grand Marquis
equipped with 1SE bestseller package
is the
and the
basic trim level,
and
that Buick is the top of the line.
Features and benefits, please reference the GM product library video. We've organized this video into segments that correspond with the way customers are motivated to buy. We'll compare comfort and convenience, power and performance, ride and handling, quality, reliability, durability, and safety and security. We'll also use this icon to highlight LeSabre Custom's advantages for 2004. These 5 keys to learning will help you create an effective walk-around sound presentation and will guide you through certification. Also, for more competitive information, take time to review your competitive comparison reference guide. The base 2004 LeSabre 1SA is unchanged from last year. However, the 1SD and 1SE packages have been combined into the 1SE Custom Bestseller Package.
And excuse those
This
things
provides an
up there.
exceptionally well-equipped vehicle that comes standard with a driver information center, inside rear view electrochromic mirror, 6-speaker concert sound 2 sound system, 15-inch aluminum multi-spoke wheels, traction control, illuminated vanity mirror,
And they go sit there and tell you that this
the vehicle we'll use to compare with the
Grand Marquis don't have it.
From the outset, it's apparent that there are significant differences between the Grand Marquis GS and LeSabre Custom in terms of basic design. The LeSabre is front-wheel drive and has a transverse mounted transmission, whereas the Grand Marquis uses a front-engine rear-wheel drive configuration. The Marquis GS is little changed from last year. You'll note 2 new colors in their palette, dark Toreador red and dark blue pearl. Also, they now have 2-tone colors available for the GS. On the exterior, note that the standard GS is equipped with 16-inch steel wheels with chrome wheel covers. Standard equipment on the LeSabre Custom is a 15-inch aluminum wheel. For customers
WTF number 2.
16-inch wheel, look to the attractive cross-lace aluminum wheel that's available. A point to note is that alloy wheels are not available on the GS. To get them, customers must go to the more expensive Grand Marquis LS.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. She said that in order for you to get the alloy wheel set up on the Mercury Grand Marquis, you must move up to the LS trim. That'd be an extra $3,000. Negative. I probably. Oh Lord, you can't. Just want to make you think. Really? In other words, well, guys, I'm telling you, this is getting weirder and more funked up by the milliseconds. Now let's continue, please. Let's continue, please.
In wheel assembly is the fact that Grand Marquis still features white walls, a throwback to their traditional styling. On the interior, spacious 6-passenger seating with 8-way power adjustment is
At least they had to say that.
something that's unavailable on the GS, but is on LeSabre, heated front seats. Customers have to bump up to the substantially more expensive LS for this feature. Another factor to consider.
Oh yeah, the 100. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is a straight up unfair comparison. That interior, that if I want to spend like, smash like if you want to spend extra $3,000 on the Grand Marquis LS, or better yet, don't even buy this Buick LeSabre at all.
One final point on the seating. Leather is available on the LeSabre Custom 1SE, not available on the Grand Marquis GS.
Yes, lady, you lying, because that is available on the Grand Marquis GS as an option because my aunt had one, and I believe that had leather.
Grand Marquis GS, on the other hand, has a boxy-looking IP with imitation wood grain accents. It's functional. Their IP is redesigned for this year, and the
If I am honest with you, the Grand Marquis have actually not. Oh wow, okay, this is.
To many potential buyers, the audio system is an extremely important area of consideration. It's also an area where LeSabre Custom 1SE far outdistances the Grand Marquis GS.
Oh God.
The concert sound 2 system is standard with the 1SE package. That means right from the start.
So notice she's saying 1SE. This is basically the top of the line, but you still have a cassette player right here. Really?
There is no upgraded sound system for the GS. One system fits all.
No.
A point to note is that for 2004.
Can somebody just put a bullet in my head already? Jesus.
Now, should it be desired, the LeSabre Custom 1 SE is available with a radio featuring both CD and cassette. The multiple mixer doesn't really have a significant advantage.
Yeah, lady, you just showed both of it. So,
auto tone control for preset equalization choices, and theft lock to protect the radio from potential thieves. None of these features is available on the Grand Marquis.
yeah, before it had a
XM radio.
excellent,
Available on the
that
LeSabre Custom 1
excellent.
Nothing comparable on the Grand Marquis GS. Then there's the issue of steering wheel controls for audio and cruise control. There's standard equipment across the board on LeSabre. Not available on Grand Marquis GS. Another item not available on the Grand Marquis GS is the auto-dimming inside rear-view mirror.
Oh, God. See, this is exactly why... This is exactly why this is a very unfair comparison. Oh, my goodness. Why? Why they do this?
Your customers can store 2 sets of personal preferences for driver's seat position,
Oh, jeez.
and preferred delayed locking settings.
And let me guess, the Grand Marquis GS don't have this feature.
To easily distinguish which settings match which key fob. This feature is not available on the Grand Marquis GS.
Exactly.
The final point in the
Take a shot for every time she said not available on Grand Marquis GS.
and Grand Marquis GS are equipped with manual climate control, so no advantage there. But in the high-end models, Limited and Celebration, we feature automatic dual-zone climate control.
You're lying, because the LS does have that feature.
The higher-end Grand Marquis LS is equipped with Ford's EATC, Electronic Automatic Temperature Control. This system does not allow for individual driver and passenger temperature control.
In other words, she is saying this Ford EATC is one size fit all. I would prefer that because you don't want nobody changing your shit.
All versions of the Buick LeSabre are powered by the award-winning 3800 Series 2 V6, an engine noted for its
and a pile of garbage too.
The 3800 delivers strong, responsive power for quick acceleration and confidence.
Yeah, until you don't maintain them, and then then you turn them into a pile of garbage. And they want, and once that engine commits suicide, send that bitch round to the junkyard. No regrets. Send that bitch straight to the junk heap. To the scrap heap.
Horsepower at 5200 RPM and 230 pounds-feet of torque.
I wouldn't.
The engine feels solid and secure at high speed and provides ample low-end torque for responsive performance. All Grand Marquis models are equipped with Ford's 4.6
with that beautiful modular V8 engine.
Provides 224 horsepower with 272 pounds-feet at 4,000 RPM. With its higher displacement, Grand Marquis does have a slight power and torque advantage,
Exactly.
but it can't match LeSabre's outstanding acceleration and fuel economy. Why? Physics. The Grand Marquis V8 has to push nearly 400 more pounds than LeSabre's V6.
Nah.
As a result,
I'll still go with the Grand Marquis all day, every day. Nobody don't want.
The extra weight, as well as 2 more cylinders on its V8 engine, put the Grand Marquis at a disadvantage when it comes to fuel economy.
Yeah, there's another discrepancy in this one too. They showed a Lincoln Town Car this time. Remember in the last video they showed a Buick Rainier with the Ford Escape instead of a Mercury Mountaineer? Yeah.
Let's look at the LeSabre advantage in another way that's more applicable to the driving environment. Even though we have a slightly smaller fuel tank on the LeSabre, with 18 gallons of capacity compared to Grand Marquis' 19 gallons, the maximum range of LeSabre over Grand
Sorry, the camera moving around a lot. I cannot. I keep saying this in videos of I have a basic camera system. So again, unless you help me on subscribe to my Patreon, I cannot help that. It would make sense if you put a V8 in this.
Grand Marquis V8 features a single overhead camshaft design. Like the 3800, it has electronic multi-port fuel injection and uses coil-on-plug ignition to enhance combustion, as well as reducing the number of ignition-related components.
That was the performance part. This is the ride and handling. Alright. This is. Yeah, the Grand Marquis rides better than a LeSabre. Have you ever rode in a LeSabre?
Integral body frame configuration. This design helps engineers to reduce vehicle weight while adding strength to the overall body structure. This type of design also assists in providing a platform with increased interior volume. That's because the actual body structure functions as the frame, as opposed to having the frame as a separate component. That separate frame is how the Grand Marquis is structured. This design is referred to as body on frame. It's heavier than the integral frame design of the LeSabre.
Yeah, body on frame is better, perhaps.
The frame is often
Not that unibody bullshit like this car has.
lightening the frame can cause an overall reduction in strength and a loss of rigidity. This can have a detrimental effect on ride and handling.
That's a lie.
LeSabre is significantly different.
Many people hate the unibody mess. That unibody bullshit, people hate it. That's why they run straight to the Grand Marquis.
Grand Marquis is nearly a foot longer than LeSabre.
Run straight to the Grand Marquis because they love that body on frame stuff. Not that bullshit that this car has. It's actually hard to park a LeSabre too, by the way. It's hard to park a LeSabre too, by the way.
Grand Marquis, on the other hand, does not have the nimble characteristics of LeSabre. Up front, there's a short and long arm suspension with coil-over shocks. A good design that's intended to overcome the inherent drawbacks of having a solid rear axle. The Grand Marquis' rear suspension includes a Watts linkage to improve its handling. Another factor is that there are no suspension options for the Grand Marquis.
In other words, the Grand Marquis had that suspension, and that's it.
The Grand Touring package can be included.
Oh, God.
Includes a rear stabilizer bar, 16-inch Blackwell.
And you can tell she was paid by GM to say some good shit about our car or blow your brains out. That's a good shit about our car or blow your brains out.
The Grand Marquis GS, however, provides a speed-sensitive variable assist steering system that's designed to improve low-speed cornering and high-speed road feel. A final point to note on ride and handling is that LeSabre's ride characteristics are significantly enhanced in a loaded condition due to the standard rear load leveling suspension system. It's designed to maintain vehicle trim even when heavily loaded or towing a trailer that weighs.
The back of this looks hideous. I'm sorry.
It's a feature that's not available on the Grand Marquis.
Wow. Okay. Next. Quality, reliability, durability.
Both LeSabre and Grand Marquis have been the standard bearers for Buick and Mercury for many years. They provide full-size, affordable luxury to the North American market. They are classics and provide value for the money. In a heads-up competition, there is a divergence when it comes to overall.
Would y'all stop showing the Lincoln Town car while y'all doing a compare the comparisons for the Marquis, please? Jesus.
It's only 5,000 miles for Grand Marquis GS. Why the difference? The LeSabre oil life monitor. It maximizes.
Once you get to that 5 grand mile mark,
comparing it to engine conditions.
if that car fucks up, Buick will not want nothing to do with you. People will tell you, get your ass out of my face.
The transmission fluid change interval on the LeSabre is 100,000 miles. Transmission fluid changes on the market.
Fluid, 100 grand if mile.
And how about engine coolant? For 2004,
that transmission fucks up.
Coolant change interval
Goodbye. Get your ass in my face.
To one that is now every 100,000 miles or 5 years, whichever comes first. It's a result of changing to their new premium gold coolant. Our coolant change interval with BexCool is and has been for several years, 5 years or 100.
Once you get 150 grand miles,
have a significant mileage advantage.
You fuck up your engine, you won't want nothing to do with your ass is on your own, bitch.
That LeSabre has in cost of ownership. In addition, point out our technology advantages.
Right, the lovely OnStar. The lovely OnStar. I'm so. Why? See, this is exactly why I love doing this. Everything is wrong. serious with this particular, because this would sit and call them out on their weirdness.
LeSabre has the edge. With 6 years or 100.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you something. That rush through 5,000 miles, unlimited miles. Yeah. Listen, if 100 grand on that rush through protection, 6 years or 100 grand, if you pick 100 grand on that mileage, if that go over 100 grand, Buick won't nothing to do with you. Or in this case, GM. Oh yes, the lovely safety and security.
Both LeSabre and Grand Marquis GS offer an impressive list of standard and optional features. Standard occupant protection features include front and rear crush zones, safety cage construction, and side door beams. Both LeSabre Custom 1SE and Grand Marquis GS have driver and front passenger airbags. Optional side impact airbags are available for both models.
I'm about to say.
It's a new feature for the 2004 Grand Marquis GS.
I'm about to say.
And a point about airbags and child safety.
Like you gonna stop your line?
Customers to always use safety belts and proper
stop your line.
Even with airbags. Children are safer.
I guess the Grand Marquis Ben has side airbag that isn't added to the GS.
Restraint in the front seat of any vehicle equipped with an active airbag. Continuing on, daytime running lamps and automatic lamp control are key safety features that Buick LeSabre offers.
Can somebody just put a bullet in my head right now?
Grand Marquis GS doesn't offer either feature at any price. Another item that's not included on the Grand Marquis GS is a tire inflation monitor.
Oh Lord, y'all know the Grand Marquis had this, right?
LeSabre Custom 1SE and alerts the driver when one tire has an inflation pressure that's significantly different from the others.
The final word by Grand Marquis. Fuck the LeSabre. In fact, fuck GM. Fuck GM and fuck the LeSabre. Power garbage. This, on the other hand, people love the Grand Marquises. They go 100 grand miles plus. And still on the road to this very day. Plus, the LeSabre's front wheel drive. Who the hell wants front wheel drive? Who the hell wants front wheel drive? Hello, not me. Plus, GM sucks, by the way.
It's a feature that's standard on LeSabre Custom 1SE, but, like the others just mentioned, unavailable on Grand Marquis GS.
A lot of shit unavailable on, Grand Marquis GS. Because, who the hell want all that shit tearing up in their car? You see why people run to the Grand Marquis? You see why? Because there's horror stories about this car in particular, horror stories, that many people just straight up say, I don't want to deal with this car no more. Goodbye, get out my face. Get the fuck out my face. Because Ford don't have OnStar, because that is a GM exclusive.
LeSabre's 100,000-mile transmission fluid versus Grand Marquis GS's recommended 30,000 mile fluid changes. And our
That was that bullshit time I got to change all of that.
100,000-mile premium gold. And Buick makes maintenance even easier and more cost efficient for LeSabre owners.
Yeah. You think that's
something not offered by Mercury on any Grand Marquis model. And how about the driver information? It's part of the LeSabre Custom 1SE's equipment package.
Oh boy, this is ridiculous.
In safety and security, look for LeSabre advantages in daytime running lamps, automatic lamp control, and the tire.
This whole video want to make you say, can I put a bullet in my head right now?
Along with the other ones mentioned in
this whole video right here will tell you, can I put a fucking bullet in my head, please? Put me out my damn misery, for real. Cause this video is all bullshit. This video is all bullshit.
America's best-selling full-size car.
America's, I ain't gonna say. Alright guys. Alright, guys. What y'all think of this crazy and and what y'all think about this? Yeah, that's this mind numbing, brain cell killing video. First off, they was comparing a Buick LeSabre 1SC bestseller with a basic Grand Marquis GS. I mean, you can't make this up. I think in that particular one, they deliberately want you to say, hey, Buick is good, the Park Avenue is good. Since, I don't know, the 80s, even the 70s, GM quality are going down the fucking toilet. The fucking toilet. And it's slowly progressing to that quality going to garbage, going down the toilet. You know, guys. And still is to this very day. I mean, the last Buick sedan, the Regal, was killed off recently. And that was just a big old slap in the face at the time to Mercury for the Grand Marquis. And another thing, guys. Both of those vehicles were defunct, were the only, but the LeSabre was gone first because what replaced it was that of concern, and that will, if I can find a comparative comparisons of that, I will do that as well. So that being said, this had been a everything is wrong with comparative comparisons of the Buick LeSabre. I have been your host, Captain Hollister, and feel free to comment and subscribe sorry. And be sure to check out my Patreon, which I had to start putting in the links below, which I might do that with this one. And be sure to check out the other video of the Big Rainier versus Mercury Mountaineer, which damn, well, sound the same. But that being said, this has been your host, Captain Hollister, and I will see you in the next video.